Howdy, everybody, and welcome back to Solutions Focused. My name is Samuel, and I will be reading a Fox News article today about watermelon snow. But before we get started, I always like to mention a little funny thing that happened. So, let's see. Today, I was shooting my bow and arrow in the backyard, and there is a garage, in the back of the house, and so in the backyard is connecting the driveway. No, I'm sorry. The garage connects the driveway in the backyard. So I'm shooting in the backyard, and of course the wall of the garage, the left side of the garage, the structure itself, I'm using as like kind of a backstop. But of course the arrows are supposed to go into the they're supposed to go into the block, or at least that's what's supposed to happen, because sometimes you just release wrong, or there's just one little, what's it called, a little shift or shake, or this one little thing, and it can all go wrong. But anyway, so yeah, I shot a hole in, not a bad hole, mind you. Yeah, I was using field tips and not broadheads. So a field tip would be like not the hunting, like super sharp, like the ones you see on TV. But anyway, so we can all laugh at me and my failures, and then we can say that we try to do better. But anyway, so let's get back to watermelon snow, something that I had never heard of before. So before we do, let's go check out what watermelon snow is. And if you look on the screen here, watermelon snow, also called snow algae, pink snow, red snow, or blood snow, is a phenomenon caused by Chlamydomonas nivalis. Oof, that's a tough one. It's a species of green algae containing a secondary red carotenoid pigment in addition to chlorophyll. Unlike most species of freshwater algae, it is cryophilic, not sure what that means, and thrives in freezing water. Interesting. Oh, well, doesn't cryo mean like cryogenesis, when they freeze people? Isn't that like a Halo thing too? Like Master Chief wakes up out of cryo sleep in the original campaign in Halo 1. Shout out, that was an amazing game. But anyway, so that's watermelon snow. Interesting. I did not know that. So let's read the story about watermelon snow found in Yosemite National Park at high elevation. This was written by Travis Fedchen. Fedchen, sorry man if I'm butchering your name. I think it's a man. Yeah, Travis obviously is a guy's name. But then again, I do know some girls named Travis. Oh man, what am I gonna do? Alright, so let's keep rolling. As the so-called dog days of summer have finally arrived, the still frozen slopes of Yosemite National Park are now sporting what some may know as watermelon snow, but don't confuse it for the popular summertime treat. Yosemite National Park in California shared photos last Sunday to Facebook of the site at an unnamed lake in the high country above 9,500 feet. So I wonder why they unnamed it, or left it without a name. Maybe so that people didn't figure out and, go try and do anything to it. It may be August, but there is still plenty of snow and ice above 9,500 feet, the park said on Twitter. This reddish-colored snow is often called watermelon snow. Let's see. Watermelon snow, known as blood snow or simply red snow, is what happens when snow above 9,500 feet lasts through the summer months. Very interesting. Okay. The color one sees from cold-loving algae known as I'm just gonna stop. Which thrives in temperatures below freezing in liquid water and lives on the snow. I have no business trying to say words like that. This algae is typically green but contains a special red pigment called a carotenoid that acts as a protective barrier, shielding the algae's chlorophyll. Park rangers stated on Facebook, since chlorophyll is necessary for its survival, it uses this natural type to protect this type of sunscreen to protect itself from too much heat and damaging UV radiation. The pigment produced by the algae then dyes the surrounding area of dark color, giving the snowfield a pink or red color. It can also allow the snow to heat up faster and melt quickly. Interesting. So I wonder if the watermelon snow actually accelerates the melting, and it kind of says this. It can also allow the snow. So that's pretty neat if you ask me. The images shared by park officials were from an unnamed. Yeah, we got that. While the site may be very photogenic, officials took time to caution hikers. The most trails in the high country still have variable conditions such as snow, mud, water crossing. So if y'all are in the area, please be safe. You know, use that common sense that we sometimes use. Hikers and backpackers should be aware that trail conditions can change throughout the day. If conditions are not ideal for you, turn back and try your hike or backpacking trip another time. Park officials said it's not worth risking your safety to finish your hike. Now, I can't disagree with them there. I have to say, though, it is really, really cool. I mean, the phenomenon is really cool. So, speaking of the phenomenon is not just limited to Yosemite. It's been spotted at Mount Rainier National Park and other locations in Washington State. Interesting. One can typically spot the red-tinted snow in midsummer when snow remains in places where the maximum amount of sunlight in a day, according to Scientific American, one can typically spot the red-tinted snow in midsummer when snow remains in places where there's maximum amount of sunlight in a day. Okay. According to Scientific American. I don't get that. And while the site shares the name with the popular summer fruit expert, excuse me. Oh, man, that was a good one. Summer fruit experts recommend not attempting to try out how watermelon snow may taste. So don't put it in your mouth, folks. Excuse me. Don't put it in your mouth. Botanist Joyce Gellhorn, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, noted in her 2002 book, Song of the Alpine, the Rocky Mountain Tundra Through the Season, that scientists discourage people from tasting watermelon snow because of its laxative effects. So it could, it can clean your system out. That's the end of the article. So, I mean, I just thought this was really cool, and I like to take a break from politics every once in a while and, talk about really, really cool natural phenomenons that are not really problems. I mean, I guess it's a problem if you ingest it because, obviously it'll clean you out like a like a steel wire brush on a grill, and